Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the breakfast show, and definitely we on Friday, which is a slight different format that we have for our Monday and Tuesday. Of course, this Friday we'll be looking at trade with TradeVSA, and we're going to be looking not so much on the news but looking at what's really happening in the market with respective using technical analysis and also using some fundamental approach to some stocks that we talk about, and also be giving a 360 look into all things that you really want to know. Now on the Monday and Wednesday we probably know what's happening to the news in here, but right now we want to get on to the technical side of things, trading plans, setting up a sort of strategy in here, and definitely with what we want to have is using the TradeVSA 360 dashboard that we have. We call it 360 because it gives you the 360 view in here. Of course, for some of our existing members who already have this, and it's part and parcel of our education that we continue to do to get the public and the member to use tools that will definitely benefit them in there. Of course, SMARTRobie is also one of our pilot flagship, but we also have some of those who really want to get into deeper into the market. Definitely you want to look at TradeVSA 360 in here, and definitely want to. So what do we have in store for our episode 6 in here? Now, of course, our 360, little bit of promotion in here for some of you who may not from our public. We have our screener, we have our VSA indicator, we have stock comparison, we have fundamental stock analysis, we have stock rating based on SMARTRobie, we have sector screener, and comes with our regular training. Now, if you're interested to subscribe to it, there's a number right in the center of the page in here where you can get more information. And of course, not to forget the famous intraday alert, which is used by our VSA Turtle trader right now. The competition actually started this week on the 3rd of January, and we probably have some progress update for our members and also for the public in here on how well they have done despite the difficult market that we have seen, the market correction that we have. So this is going to be interesting to see how our VSA Turtle will trade. Will they make money, or will they have many challenges like many of you are doing? No doubt the market seems to be very gloomy as we face interest rate hike, which we already been talking about in here. But all in all, what we really want to do is we constantly get a lot of questions from the audience and the public in here, and what we're trying to address in here is when to sell, what to buy, and what's the fundamental like. If you just can't look at news itself, and we do know a lot of time when we listen to news we get into trouble in here, and more important, is it safe to buy right now? All right, so with that in mind, let's keep in mind, the VSA 360 allows us to boost our trading and investing on next level in here. As we talk about better performance that we have shared with you for last year using the 360 with the Pentagon Guider, we are up about 6 points, maybe touching about 7% in the better responsive, and we're going to showcase to you. And right now we believe those of you who have used it, the VSA 360, everyone can trade smarter, and you can also do that too. All right, so with that in mind, so what we're going to look at is really look at the hot sectors that we have with our VSA 360 in here. That's number one. Number two, we want to look at in those sectors that we've seen, what are those market leaders? Okay, what are those market leaders? Where are they now? And third is build a watch list. When we build a watch list, we want to build it in SMARTRobie. Okay, we want to build it in SMARTRobie in here. So that's where you could see, let me just share with you in here. So this is a SMARTRobie. Put it into your watch list, activate the monthly pass, and you're able to track it much better, as the green alert will be notified to you, the price alert if you want to set up, and we're going to do it together with VSA. Shall we? Let's get started and do what we have for our hot sectors in here. But let's wait what we have for you in our alert center on our VSA 360 in here. All right, now first thing you want to do is turn on our 360 in here, logged in, and once you get in, you can log in and log out in here, and once you get that, you can go over to the top side. This is where I normally start in the morning to check out what is on my alert. I have green Pentagon, red Pentagon, so this is more of those very high value liquid shares. Okay, and right now let me just log in again. Okay, it seems I was logged out, And let's go in and look at this one. So definitely you can see from here, just browse through what's happening in the morning. I got green Pentagon for Perak Transport. Penta has turned red. Astro has turned green. Maxis has turned red. Time.com has turned red. Unisem has turned red. So that very quickly, that tells me the sectors, technology, a lot of them has turned red. And now generally these are so-called what we call the market leader. Keep in mind the keyword here is market leader, because when we trade with TradeVSA, we want to know which sector is in play. We want to know which market leader in here. And think of it, it's a bit like a like a football game. You know, you have the Premier League and you have what are the top teams and how well have the top team performed. Now, if the top teams hasn't been performing well, maybe this is due to some sort of like COVID-19 perhaps, and that's what we are seeing in here. You can see even Great Tech as a technology stock has turned a bit weaker. Inari has turned a bit weaker. Apple has turned, right? You see Apple turned on the 5th, then followed by Inari 6th, Great Tech. So that pretty much tells you a story. The US side has started to turn a little bit of a weakish, and right now our market is in. So this will give you a lot of great information, and that's why you can also do it too with our VSA 360 in here. K Power has turned green. That's another one, and we can also take a look at SL West. So that's what's happening in our morning alert center. So every Friday, and if you have VSA 360, we highly recommend you to get it at VSA 360 and check out the alert center that we have every morning. Of course, this is the whole command center of the VSA 360 in here. Generally, we want to look at what we talk about, the hot sectors, the general KLCI market. That's the first thing you want to take a look at it, which is over here, whether it's green Pentagon or red Pentagon in here. You want to be in or you want to be out. Now, if you're following some sort of rules like we have in our trading Pentagon, definitely you want to be out from it. Of course, then number 2 will be the sectors. How much do I want to allocate into share trading? If I want to be trading, if I want to be investing over time, then I will look at the overall market, what is popular right now and what is undervalued, and we can do that through our FA analysis in here. And for those of you who are more specialized training and undergone our training, which we talk about, the MC stands for master class, right? Then we have a little bit of portfolio you can follow, and that's the one we really want to advocate more of the longer term to have the MC portfolio. It's done pretty well, I have to say. The last 6 months up to 31st December, it has performed almost 14%. Of course, if you analyze part, the US portfolio has done about 28% return. Of course, the KLCI hasn't, we all know, which is under the water. So that is one way you can allocate in there, all right? And then we also have the alert center, we have the US and the KLSE, which we already seen some of the US stock, which probably informed me earlier. Like I know that Apple has already turned red Pentagon, and no surprise, Inari Great Tech will turn first. We always look at the Thai call. Okay, keep in mind, we always look at the Thai call. So that's how we want to use the VSA 360 for that one. And of course, last but not least, which is the FA fundamental trader in here. And we've done a couple of surveys. Many of you are into fundamental. You want to know what's the company doing, just not purely trading on penny stocks. We have seen also last year some of the public which just trade on news, trade on things that are cheap, and they got into all sorts of the trouble. And maybe for 2022 you want to pick up a little bit more fundamental, and that's why you want to look at some of these metrics like 5-year trend, analyst TP, which will we look at those two, and also stock comparison. And if I pick this, and if I want to keep up a stock, let's say stock ABC, and what has it done over the last few years, would I want to do this and really trade with it? And that's what we're going to be doing right now going forward. Of course, today, top 3 things I want to know with my VSA 360 is going to be the overall KLC market. We're going to be looking at 2 sectors in play. Definitely, I just want to pick up the top 3 here: technology, finance, and energy, which also was reported on my breakfast show, because a lot of analysts are saying, no, going forward, these 3 sectors seems to be doing well because the economy is reopening, and also due to the interest rate hike. That's right, interest rate hike. And what stock is in green Pentagon and what stock is in not. I think that's also important that you know some of these perspective in here to give you a. So let's take a look at the first one by using our 360 in here. So first of all, we have said before, we want to look at the sectors, and if you want to look at the sectors in here, we just go back to the main dashboard in here, and we can see right now, you know, the market's not going too well. 50 just up But 1 point. Singapore is better, 10%, 10 points, 0.3. Hang Seng has recovered up a bit, 0.5. And we know yesterday, the Dow Jones was down about 170 points. And right now you can see in here, the 3-month KLCR is still in the green pentagon. Okay, that's the one that we flashes out every day, so that's pretty good. You can look at it in here. And also the sectors, we can see energy sectors. Okay, healthcare. Okay, healthcare has weakened. You can see last week we were in stronger territory, 30th of December, and that seems to be, but the other sectors are doing pretty well. So energy sectors, that's the one you want to look at. And of course, you don't want to chase those already run, correct, right? So I'm going to show you a technique that we use in our screener, looking for those that are in green zone and haven't made up yet. Of course, you can see right now on the right hand side in here in our VSA 360, definitely we have seen this. Now, of course, you can make it bigger, but this is more like every morning, go in, take a look at it. You can see why our market is trending down. It's because why? We have foreign funds leaving, that's minus 121 million in here, and that's market down in here. And what's happening right now, the market is just up 1 point, Hata, so and so forth in here. But what we are really interested is this sector screener, which probably tell us a lot of a picture in here. And this is the KLCI so far. Let's bring it down in here and just scroll to the right. You can see for pretty much of last year, December was a good, you can see, right? December, every year for KLCI has been positive, and definitely was up 3% in here. November was pretty bad, you can see, right? So December was the one that sort of, we all know, right? The window dressing, the last, last 1 minute on 31st of December, that was a real turner in here. And this pretty much give you a full picture of what we really want to talk about. But let's look at the sector in here, and you can click on this one, it opens up. So definitely from here, you can see 6th of January, everything is in green pentagon. That's pretty good, but a lot of them hasn't turned to green yet, and we are looking for those that is green, which means it is pretty much coming up, because right now we are pretty much on the oversold area in here. Technology is the one, but we do know just now, right, very quickly, no doubt. And we click on technology in here, you can see technology, a 6-month chart here. We have green pentagon, which, when was the green pentagon? 28th of December. But right now we all know with the interest rate hike that is coming in here, so you can see right on top here, it's already turned red in here. So just be a bit caution, those of you who have technology, have some profit, take a little bit of profit. If you are trading longer term, expect correction coming in here. And maybe those of you who haven't got in, you want to look at some of those market leaders that we talk about in here, and perhaps when we get down to the watches, to put it into your list inside here. No doubt you can see technology. And the next one that's pretty doing well will be picking up from where the interest rate. Remember, we talk about interest rate. Usually when interest rate goes up, we generally have finance that will soon to be coming up in here. Okay, finance will be coming up in here. There was a question from Hawk in here. Probably if you have not followed, which I've been talking about in here, it all depends on you, but we'll get down to your question later on. So in here you can see technology, healthcare, energy. Next one we talk about is the finance. That's right. So you look at finance, you can see finance is on the 7th of December. Actually, finance actually have turned much earlier. You can see it is also one of the biggest percentage return. Energy, finance, and transport, you can see, right? That's the one that since green pentagon, that's the one been doing very well. You can see finance, and you can know why was that. Very simple. As early of 5th of December, it already turned green pentagon. And what are you waiting for? Isn't it right? And some of the stocks that you noticed when I done during the breakfast show, I was speaking a lot of finance. It's important that you have some of these tools that you are doing. And for those of you who are listening in here, retiring, you have a lot of time, you might want to check out our VSA 360 and pick it up. Especially right now, we have a promotion, and sign up for 3 months in here, and you can join our US market. That's right. The US market is definitely gangbang, and that's the one you want to be looking at in here. Okay, so finance, we can see this is up here. Then the next one we have is in play is energy, right? Energy is top. You can see energy is the comeback kit. The comeback kit, you can see over my top hand side in here, it's up. On the last time when it turned green pentagon was 27th of December. It's been up about 4% in here. You don't want it to pick up right at running up to 840, then to be, or at least 780 to be interested in here, right? I think that's very important. A lot of time, many of the uneducated public tend to buy things that is already bullish, and that's why their portfolio seems to be not performing that well. Have a strategy, very important. Don't go in blindly in the market in here, whether and ask good question. I think that's very important. If you want to focus on this market, what are your reasons? If you want to focus on that market, what are your reasons? And if it doesn't work, what should you be doing? Of course, many of you would know my strategy that I already talk about in my master class, which we have exposure to US market and Malaysia market, a way to diversify, and also that really pretty much depends on the capital size that you have in here. Send us a message or some question that you have in terms of in here, and I'll be able to address that well. All right, so that was a very quick way to looking at it, and next thing we want to do, all right, is to look at sector in play. All right, we've done those sector in play, and we all know, talk about green pentagon, right? So the sector in play, and we want to know what stocks in green pentagon, in technology and finance. I think that's also important. So we're going to go down to the next one in here, and to do that, to go down to it, we go over to our screener. Don't forget, we have lots of screener in here. For this time, right at this here, we'll be looking at sector percentage gain. Okay, sector percentage gain. That's the one we'll be looking back at, the sector gain monthly comparison. Okay, we look at shares that have same sector but have some sort of a pullback in here. So you can see in here, very easy to pick up. You can see Charimin and Coastal. Those that you see, the purple one, you can see here, right here, purple. That means it's already full-blown uptrend. We all know, right? Coastal contract already rocket high, and one of the things you can do, you just click on here, pretty easy to see. Oh, okay, we got this issue in here. We're going to come back and take a look at it, why Coastal was an issue. Okay, we're going to go back to the dashboard. Okay, and go back to sector here. Okay, let's look at Charimin. Oh, I'm getting an issue in here, a 404 issue in here. Let's take a look at what's happening in here. Okay. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Oh, it was working just now. Okay, I was trying out here, and let's take a look. Oh, okay, these are my take a look at this one here. Yeah, I'm getting a 404 error in here. I apologize for that one. We will take a look at this and look at the reason behind that, because I was doing well. Yeah, you can see here, right? This was working fine. Okay, let's take a look at here, Charimin. Now I have this issue. Okay, definitely I apologize. So what we're going to do is that we will talk to the our technical side and take a look at this very immediately in here, because early on it was fine. I can see JF tag in here, but right now I'm getting my 404 error. I couldn't get it in here. Definitely we have to report that. So let's do something else, okay? And so what we're going to do is to look at the market leader that we have. So we can't go to the FA stocks. We can definitely look go back to the leader in here. So let's talk about in here. So one of the things you can do once you get down is to sort out the LT, right? And we want to look for those that are not too bearish downtrend. You can see if you go right to page 4, a lot of these are really in the heavy selling. So we want to give a kind of balance where the market hasn't really over move yet, but likely to move up. So we're going to go back to LT here, double sort it, and we want to look at Amanda, right? Amanda and Charimin. So what we do is next, we just bring out our backup. Yeah, this is the backup they always have, and this is the let me just turn this off here, and we look at Coastal. We have seen that one already fly already, Coastal contract here. You can see this one already fly, so we are not that interested. We got Hibiscus, and we want to look for that is a smaller trend here. All right, we want to look for those that is not run up. The bigger number you can see, Coastal has gone up. So we look at Charimin. Okay, Charimin. You can see, right, Charimin, yes, hasn't break up yet. Very nice. And you can look for even smaller one like Sumatec, Icon. Let's take a look at Icon. Okay. All this, like it or not, has already turned green pentagon. So Icon offshore. No, I don't like penny shares. too little, okay, too much. That's only 10 cents. Petron, Barakat, 8 cents. No, avoid those. Amanda, okay, Amanda. Okay, Amanda looks pretty good and pretty decent too. Looks like there's a nice run up in here and that's really a good up. So from here onwards, you can go over to the, unfortunately, I just have this, yeah, it's back right now. So I apologize for that one. So my guys probably heard me and did something. So we got Amanda in here, and you can see it's up 2% this morning in here. Market seems to be picking it up, right? And guess what? It's rated 5 out of 8. You have even a trophy in here, okay? The PE is only 4 times with the ROE of 15.8. And guess what? Analyst is giving it from Hong Leong Group, 29th of December, a rating of 84 cents. So there you go. So if you're looking at this for Amanda, this is a play again on market recovery. I believe you can make a little bit of money in here, which possible. Take it about 10%. Right now it's up already 2%, and if you're interested on the rubber, but longer term, you can see this is definitely just let me make it a bit smaller so you can see that, and you can see from here. If you held it over a long period, this is not a stock that you want to hold, right? Last year, it's really, up and down kind of thing. No doubt, it's still about 34% year on year, but right now it's about 1% in here. But if you look at it, it's coming up from a low base with 10,000 ringgit. If you hold and buy, we all know oil and gas hasn't been really a long-term investment, having said that, right? Fundamentally, this is a strong stock, I would say. Maybe so-so only, okay? You can see here, if you've done a comparison, energy sectors, you can see energy is this one here, right? And you can look at coastal, right? So coastal seems to be a more better fundamental, but coastal already run, right? But having said that, this is 5 out of 8. That's very, very good. A lot of I believe this one has a lot of upside. And of course, if you want to go more and look at some of the fundamentals in here, you can look at the financials, right? The financials, and then you look over to the 4-year trend. All right, that will take you to the 4-year trend, and that you can do a little bit more analysis in here, looking at the fundamentals, okay, whether this is going to be a good or not. So that is how we look at in for Amanda. Of course, there are a few more in here. Next we're going to do is to look at the finance. Okay, let's take a look at finance. Switch to finance here, and we click on submit. Okay, so this is really a wonderful tools. I just hope that more of you would have a chance to use this. And you can see this is one. Once you get onto the finance side, you can look for some of the stocks. Okay, again, we want to sort it out. And you can see AMB already run is one of the stock pick that we have. If you click on this one here, AMB, there you see, right, very quickly, this market already run quite a fair bit already, right? Quite a fair bit already. And no surprises, right? Why the stocks is going up. It's 3 out of 8. That's how you're going to find good fundamental stocks. And Kenangan on 3rd of January, very recent, this giving it a 325, 5%. So it's almost there lah. So you're not going to make money trading this. Probably you just want to go to something that hasn't run yet, like maybe Hong Leong Bank, but some of you may think Hong Leong Bank a bit pricey. This one, analyst is giving up 1820, already hit there already. All right, it's already there, so you don't want this one here. Let's take a look at M-Bank, okay? M-Bank is a negative, making loss, so you don't want that. Let's sort this out again here. Okay, how about Public Bank? What do you think about Public Bank? Let's take a look at where Public Bank. Yeah, it's right at the bottom here. Maybank in there, Affin Bank, RHB Bank here, 541. Yeah. Look at that, RHB Bank rated 4 and 650 analysts in here, 650 right here. Very nice base, right? That's building up a nice base in here. I think there will be some money to be made on the longer term if you have it on the RHB in here. So taking a look at the RHB in here, and that's how you want to look at some of these stocks if you want to buy them off. FADO does pay a 3% dividend, and that's 2-star rated here with the pretty good one. And you just mouse over, that tells you anything more than 3 is pretty good, okay? And that's how you want to look at it. And of course, if you have RHB looking at a year end, it hasn't done much, as I said before, because we have a low interest rate regime, and going forward with a high interest rate, that's going to be good, okay? So that's what I will talk very short. And we did talk about some of the stocks that was in green and Pentagon. So if you have what stock green and Pentagon, just go over to the VSA 360 and check it out in here. All right, so we done that. And the watch list we want to set up for this week, and this is from the live Facebook. Our senior trainer Zach has done so on the 5th of January 2021. Okay, some of these stocks we want to set up, and we're going to bring up the here. Okay, and you want to set it up here on the green Pentagon. So let me just bring this up here. So you want to set it up like this. Okay, so this is where you put in your portfolio. So you want to do is go over to SMARTRobie, you activate the monthly pass. Okay, so you want to activate the monthly pass, you can set this up so you can create a new watch list. So what I've done, I created a new watch list here, and these are some of the stocks, and assuming some of you may have this, so you want to do is, let's put in the last one is SL West. Okay, SL West, we add SL West into here. Okay, and so SL West, okay, let's, oh, I didn't save that one. Okay, I'll add one more, add stock. So SL West, okay. Okay, it's saved already, and SL West is right at the top there. Okay, now to find out what is the profit target that I want to have, okay, so I'll go up to my stock here, SL West. Okay, and you can see SL West short target profit 130, 143. Okay, 143, which is the pretty much the old high here. Okay, and you can see here 137, 140 is pretty good. So we can set up for 140. Okay, and let's go to my setup for 140. Okay, setup. So this is where I will go in and edit my stock here, and I'll put in 140. Okay, this will be my okay, here will be my profit target. Okay, I know you can't see it yet, just trust me, it's in there. And because the screen is a bit lower, and I'll just save the alert. Okay, so once I save it, you can see, hit it here, and you can edit it, right? And right below there, you can't see it because of the screen, but you can see from here it's 140. Right now it's 127. So that's how you want to do it. Okay, 140. So what you do is you set up the same thing, just put in the profit target in there, and you'll be, of course, some of these stock, when it turn red Pentagon, you will also be alerted too. So that's how you want to set up the stock alert in here. And okay, let's go back. So some of the stocks that we have just now set up from Zach when we did the thing here, we can quickly look into it and see how well they have fared. Okay, so Elsov, first one we're going to be looking is Elsov. Okay, SL West looks pretty good. Okay, now take note, SL West is okay, is a Sharia, its main board is industrial product in here. So far it is not it doesn't have any safety, which means the safety buffer or margin is not, because right now you can see the reason is because the PE is 67 times. Okay, 67 times. It perceived to be very pricey, as I said before, for this stock in here. And okay, but it is a trading share, no doubt. So let's take a look at Elsov. Now remember, some of these stocks are trading shares. Generally, you can see 86 cents. Right now it's $1.60. It's a bit overpriced. That was on the 25th of February. That was a last analyst call on TA. So that probably need to be updated, right? You can see Elsov, it's a nice one after the green Pentagon started to move up. Now take note, some of these stocks, if it is moving, right, generally they are overpriced. If you're looking for lagger, remember just now, right, we've seen a lagger, and you scroll on to this, we have Astro. Okay, Astro, nobody wants it. Okay, Astro, nobody wants it. You can see from here, right? But if you click on Astro, that takes you to stock 5 out of 8, but it is base building. So this is where a lot of dilemma, you know, people saying, should I go for value? Should I go for growth? Very important. I'm going to summarize in here at the end, just on one more slide, and we're going to get down to it. All right, I don't want to make too long of this breakfast show in here, so I'm just going to, sort of summarize everything in here. Now, take note of this stock portfolio, put it in there, and once you set it up, and we're going to be looking into it next week. And don't forget, this coming Saturday, which is tomorrow, we're busy preparing the US market, because some of you did have Western market, either the focus on US. I think what's more important is whether the focus on US, but is to get the education. Now, this is a free preview that we are doing on the US market in here, making research much better, available to you to grow your wealth and retiring early sooner than later. So check out the QR code that we have inside there, and also the comment right below. And I'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. because that would actually lead us to our Wednesday seminar that we are doing for all our members and the public. So you still can sign up for this one on the 12th and 13th of January, 8 p.m. on Zoom. Okay, this will be a step-by-step guide on the and recordings will be available because you can have it up to 30 days. And when you sign up for this one, especially in the new one, you get 3 months to all our indicators and signal, like we talk about the VSA 360 in here. All right, diversified. And overall, as I said before, this is the summary sheet that I want to talk about in our breakfast show in here. It's important to have an investment objective. As I said in time, what is your expected rate of return? Now, you can focus in Malaysia, right? But you need to look at your rate of return, right? What are your favorite lists? Now, remember, we built one very simple one, which is based on the episode 6, this one, the watch list that we have, and we're going to be looking at trading and see how well that would fare in here. Look for a trigger point, either using the VSA 360 intraday trade in here, and then when to buy. What is your criteria? As I said before, is it based on the Pentagon the next day following out, you want to buy on a pullback? So that's going to be very important, because if you don't have that in mind, then you tend to follow what people is talking about. Oh, they say about it, I buy. But then when the market turn, there's no help for you. All right, so again, think about to exit. Where you want to be exiting? Do you want to take half during at the profit target, or you want to run it, you want to run a red Pentagon, you want to hold it for 2 weeks? Again, those things that we usually cover in our breakfast show. No, at the end of the day, nobody can tell you what to do. Only you can tell yourself what to do. But what more important, you can do so. You can do it with the right education. I think that's very important, the message that we want to send out here. So right now, okay, we're going to come down to the favorite segment. We'll be looking at a couple of stocks that many of you would usually want me to take a look at it. Again, as a courtesy to the other members and to the public in here, do let us know if you are from the public. Just type in public in there, and if you're a masterclass member, do pencil those in there too. Okay, I'll be glad to help out in here. Okay, any stocks that you want me to look at? Oh, Richard the 404 is back in here. Okay, any stocks that you want me to look at? Be happy to look into it. Okay, we have Genentech. Now, Genentech is going through a stock split. You can see, right, Genentech. Okay, let's take a look at Genentech here. Now, Genentech is PE of 103. Okay, so it's the ROE, it's really high, really high in here. Okay, definitely next thing you can see, oh yes, already done a stock split already. Yep, so that's why it's $3 in here. So another adjustment need to be made. Okay, this is the old one. I think today is a stock split, right? So usually stock split, people tend to forget about it and they will start to trade in here. Again, going back to, let me just clean this one out and show you the stocks, Genentech in here. Okay, I gotta go back to here, and let's take a look at Genentech. Okay, Genentech has a stock split, as I said before, so that would change tomorrow. Okay, once the stock gets adjusted in TradingView, and then we'll see from there onwards whether this red Pentagon will be or not. Because normally when the stock split like that, the algorithm will think that this is a big, huge drop, but it's from $38 to what's the stock split? I think it's 13 to 1. So you have one stock, you get 13 shares in here. So again, if you split it, all this will move, then you're right back at the base inside here. Again, I believe Genin Tech will be a really pricey stock. You need to understand a bit more on that one. I will stick to the market leader, to be frank with you. Some of the market leader I will talk about will be Inari, Great Tech, but that already turned red pentagon in here. Okay, so keep that in mind, because when the rest of the market leader turn red pentagon, some of these will eventually turn red pentagon too. Okay, we got the Public Bank. Okay, let's take a look at Public Bank here on our 360. Okay, Public Bank is $4.50. That is the 3rd of January updated here. So you can see 450 updated. So that's good. You know that the analyst is updating at 450 in here. It's no longer cheap, as I said before. You can see only 1 out of 8. Very bullish. Pentagon in here. Pulling back in here. So 450, perhaps that's where you want to take a bit of target. You got resistance up here around 430. So overall, I think this is short-term play, but it can be a long-term play depending what is your return. You go back in here, then definitely you can see if it's a long-term play. Take a look at the last 6 years, and if you look in here, just make sure it's small in here. And if you have Public Bank and you cap it for 6 years, it's only yielding about 10% return here. You can see 10,000 give you 11%. So this actually 360 give you a kind of a scenario how long you want to hold it for. Okay, and you look from here, if you can get 10%, that's pretty good. You can get 5%, that's pretty good. If you look from here, this is just a 8.7% upside, and that's not bad. So if you want to turn in for 10% profit, that's pretty good. But if you want to hold it longer, then this is a different case altogether. All right, so let's look at the EP. Okay, now for our masterclass member, what we're going to do is going to be switching between the two. So EPMB, EP Manufacturing. So EP Manufacturing is negative ROE. So this one is definitely a trading shares. Okay, it hasn't made money yet, EP. Okay, and there's a target price 131, 17% here. So 131 is your target price, and TP2. So you can see from here, that's on the technical side. So let's look from here, EP Manufacturing. That looks pretty good. Still holding up a nice pace. Again, because the overall market correction, if this thing can hold, that's pretty good. Because looking forward, most of these stocks will tend to struggle. If you have a breakout of the upside, take some profit. You want to be buying at accumulation. You don't want to be buying at a breakout in here. Let's look. Last one, but not least, from our members in here, Emilus. Emilus, again, same story. Remember early on, if you go to our alert, okay, what does it tell you? Penta Technology, turn red. Unisem, turn red. Great Tech, turn red. Inari, turn red. So no surprises if some of your stocks turn red in here. Take some partial profit if you feel that these are telling you early signs. So I suppose that's all we have for today. Thank you for really coming and really enjoy your presence in here. And I do hope that some of you have enjoyed some of the things that we talk about, right? And it'll be very, very helpful too, right? If you could share this video in your timeline. And don't forget to review us on our Google Play Store. And see you guys tomorrow when we do our US ETF preview seminar. That's right, that's the one we'll be spending at 2 o'clock in here. We'll be busy preparing what we have in store for you in our US markets in here. And I think that's a lot of opportunity from here. Thank you for coming, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.